We've all seen it. The medieval peasant permanently covered in a layer of crusty brown soot. According to Victorian historians, people in the Middle Ages only bathed twice in their lives, once at birth and once at death. The Victorians were projectionists and dickheads. They invented the dirty medieval trope to make their own smog-choked, cholera-filled cities feel like a massive glow-up. As humans, medieval people didn't like feeling stinky or sweaty. You have to remember that the medieval era is just after the Romans, and they bloody loved a bath, didn't they? For example, in 13th century Paris, there were 32 public bathhouses on the tax register. I literally grew up next to a Roman bathhouse ruin. And these weren't just for the rich. Most towns had them. My tiny little okey pokey village had one apparently. They were social hubs, often with food, drinks, and some extracurricular activities, which eventually got the church a little bit stressed out. But the point was they were washing. Also, cleaning your hands before a meal wasn't optional. Showing up with dirty fingernails was the medieval equivalent of chewing with your mouth open. People forget that medieval people were human beings. Would you eat a sandwich with poo under your fingernails? No, because that's minging. So why did the Victorians lie to us? Well, if you convince people that the past was a nightmare, it justifies your superior modern civilization. They used this mindset to justify the atrocities they committed in colonialism overseas and towards their own working class. Secondly, bathing actually decreased in the 16th and 17th centuries. You might not know that some of these crazy facts about the medieval era that you hear are actually from the early modern period. Also, let's just remember that one time the Victorians stunk up the Thames so bad that there was a literal historical event called the Great Stink of 1858. Comment if you want a video on that, it's mad. The stinky Middle Ages was a myth made up by men in top hats who sent children down mines.